It's funny how one of the first people to die, because you know how they say black people always late or whatnot, da da
Yeah.
da. It's funny how the people who was early and on time was the ones who got clipped
Right.
first. It's like,
Right.
damn,
Exactly.
that's kind of fucked up.
Greetings, family. It's Fox Indigo. You're watching Fox on Flix with friends, or you're listening on Spotify. If this is your first time here, what I do is just go ahead and kind of review Black movies, whether it is American, Brazilian, whatever, Caribbean, African. The whole idea of this podcast is to show the diversity of the Black diaspora and have conversations about just general movies, where we are, where we aren't. And today we have a new guest. It's Prime Time, and
Yo, yo, yo.
we're going to be reviewing The Blackening, that you can find that on Netflix. It was released in 2022. It is a comedy horror flick. Go ahead, Prime Time. Introduce yourself to the audience.
What's up, peoples? How you doing? How you doing? It's your boy Time. You heard what I'm saying? Producer, engineer, extraordinaire.
Okay,
You
what
know what
kind
I
of music
mean?
do you produce?
So I mostly do like hip hop, more so like melodic than trap, but I love 808s and heavy hitting boom bang, so I kind of mix the two.
Okay, can we tell the audience where we might be able to find you? You never know. There might be stuff
Yeah,
that we might want to
yeah.
work with you or something.
Okay, for sure. You can find me on all streaming platforms. You can search up Primetime and you can look up my latest project, Phoenix, Feenix. And you can also find me on IG at Prime underscore the underscore MVP. Yeah.
All right, so you know you can find Primetime if you want to work with him. Also, if you are someone of a lover of Black culture, you want to get to know a little bit more. Maybe you might be dating someone who's Black, and you know you secretly want to know more about the culture. You can join this platform. Go ahead, like, subscribe. The more likes that I have, the more eyes that are on the platform. So let's go and talk about this movie, The Blackening. This month is October, so I want to do a bunch of horror movie shows. And so I came across this movie, and then, Prime Time and us been trying to get on the podcast for a while. And he told me that he doesn't like scary movies, anything that has to do with possession.
Yeah, paranormal stuff. Anything ghostly is a lose-lose situation. You can't win. You can't win. You get a priest in there, the priest get going, you lost. You feel what I'm saying?
You're not watching it. Okay, so I had to make sure that I was going to find a movie that I wanted. Again, it's October, so I wanted to do something that had to do with horror, but I also wanted to respect the fact that you don't like ghost movies, anything to do with
Appreciation.
possession. So if you don't know, again, The Blackening, it's a horror comedy about a bunch of friends who, after college, they're meeting up, and it took a lot of like tropes that you see in regular horror movies. So we all know that in most horror movies, if not, yeah, the majority of horror movies, Black people are always the first to die. So now here you have an all Black cast in this horror flick, and I wanted to talk about the Black friend group.
Hmm.
It was how many of it? Of them were supposed to be like nine of them there. So you had the couple that was already there. Then you had the ex couple kind of there. Had
Hmm.
the gay character. And you had you had the mixed
The mixed friend. Yeah.
girl, and you had the ex gangster.
Right. Yep.
You had the kind of the I would say the cliche ghetto girl, and then you had the
Right.
black nerd.
Yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
All accounted for.
Do you think that those characters are actually accurate as far as like our community? Like, have you seen those actually reflected in your friend group or other friend groups?
I mean, I come from a very like old school black friend group. So you know what I mean? Like, yeah, but for the most part, I do see the similarities. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like the best thing I can compare it to, they're like the black version of friends. You know what I
Right, right,
mean?
right.
Yeah, like that's what I compare it to.
Do you think the writer? I was going to say, do you think that the writer actually took Friends into consideration? But then again, Friends is a derivative off of Living Single, so it's just a full circle. So just even forget that.
Yeah, true, true, true. So we can skip the friends and bring it back to the living single. Yeah, I think the writer did a very good job in like making the cast diverse. He didn't make it like a group of just black similar people in the sense, you know what I
Mm.
mean? Like there also was a lot of things that people can even relate to beyond that on some like relationship thing. You know what I mean? Like when the gay friend was spazzing on her on something, I'm like, damn, I kind of wanted to spaz on one of my female friends before like
Right,
that. Like,
right.
look, you keep falling for this nigga, shout it. Yeah, I think the writer did a definitely good job. I'm not gonna lie. Can we talk about parts of the movie, or is it
Yeah.
like spoiler free?
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. Then when like I'm gonna try to not spoil it too much, but when the two characters was fighting for the weapon and it was like shoot here, shoot there, and it was like, wait, which one is gay? And then he did the gay. I was like, yeah, no, that was mad. Yeah, the writer did a definitely good job at displaying different. I don't really know how to word it, but I want to say corners and versions of blacks. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Even the and like how we all mix and mingle because that's really real. Like, I got friends who's like super nerdy. I got friends who's in the streets. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
It
I
showed we're
got
not a monolith.
listen, right, right. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? I got non-binary friends. Like, the circle is big. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So it's like it definitely reflected that way. And given in these days today, you know what I mean? It's cool.
Yeah.
I don't really know how I want to word this, but like I don't know, because if it's one thing about black people, like we group up from the experience of being black. You know what I mean? So like that's one thing you can see that happen with that group, and I really don't want to spoil it because I'm trying to think of like something to say without spoiling the main
Well,
thing
don't.
of the
Okay,
movie.
so I think I know where you're what you're trying to avoid. I want to say I what I liked about the writing and the characters were like you said they were to me they were accurate of the black friend group and but they weren't exaggerated. Like they weren't
Very
over
true.
stereotypes. Because
Hmm.
even Shanika, I understood that character, but for me, she wasn't overdone. She wasn't the over ghetto girl, but we all kind of know someone who's like that, who's a little boisterous, who says stuff when they shouldn't say it. Like this is not the moment to say stuff. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? And the gay character to me wasn't overly gay. He wasn't overly sassy. To me, I felt like no, that's like a gay person I would know. Even the biracial girl. What I thought was funny about that character is because it almost seems true. Again, a stereotype that's not overdone. It's like why is always the light skinned person the one who's like extremely pro black, knows the knowledge, knows like when she did the national anthem. So I grew up in a school, we did have to say that every morning. We had to say the Pledge of Allegiance,
Okay.
then we had to do the Black national anthem. But if you were to ask me, yo, what's the second verse? I would have to sing the whole thing. And I really was. I was really sitting here singing the whole thing before I was like, oh shit, well, I would have died.
Yeah.
I would have been on the chorus before I got to the second verse.
I'm not gonna lie, it was probably one question I would have got right. All of them other ones, I'd have been sitting there looking at everybody else like, "Yeah, I got this." Right?
Yeah,
No,
I like the story. I'm not gonna lie. I actually thought it was really funny. I don't know
no, it
what
wasn't.
I thought it was gonna be, but I didn't think it was gonna be that. I'm not even gonna lie. I did.
Nah,
And
it definitely cracked
the
me up.
reasoning for why they were there to begin with to me was once I found that out, I was done. I was like, yo, I'm so done with this movie. I'm so done with this movie. Like, but to me, it was funny at the
Yeah.
same time because I'm like, I guess that would be one thing that would spark some shit like that with black people.
Yeah, that's the craziest part. Even how you said like the characters wasn't exaggerated, but like to extent to where like every role that was portrayed, like it made sense. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like when certain characters did what they did, it's like, yeah, that's something that that character would
Dude,
do.
yeah.
Like when the gangster friend did what he did, and I was so proud, but I was disappointed though because he didn't bring enough. Like,
But
damn,
he was reformed. And that's what and
okay,
that's also what was funny to me because when I realized like oh, he's the ex gangster of the group, yeah, to me it was funny. I was like the skinny light skinned brother who got. Of course, he's the ex
right.
gangster.
Nah, he was my man because he thugged it out to the end, though. Yeah, you know what I mean? I thought he was packed
Came
up a
through,
few
kept
times.
coming through.
He came
Even
through.
yeah, I hear what you're saying because I'm like, damn. I feel like, yeah, if you haven't watched the movie, definitely watch the movie. And if you've seen it so far, give a thumbs up that you liked it as well. Let us know what your favorite character was. I mean, do you have a favorite character?
Favorite character.
Because the
If I
gangster, his name
was
was
to
King.
think, so like I said, I was proud of him for being prepared, but he wasn't all the way prepared. So I was disappointed. So he can't be my favorite character. I'm not gonna lie, my favorite character gotta be the mixed shorty. Just the fact that she was high, it's that whole
Allison.
experience.
Allison. Yes.
Yeah, Allison.
Yo.
That was mad funny. I ain't gonna lie,
Yes.
like
When
that's
she
something I
was,
feel like one of my friends would have went through.
yo, she was coming through. That's what I'm saying.
Nah, she was coming through. That's the funniest part. Like them drugs really was the MVP of the
Yeah.
movie. You know what I mean?
Yes.
She
Yes.
tapped into something.
Yeah. So she was like,
Yup.
I was like,
Them
wait.
put that the Rambo
Yeah.
on
I
and went
was like,
ready
wait a
for
minute. This
whoa.
bitch was in the bushes the whole time.
The bushes the whole time meditating,
Right. Exactly.
waiting on her moment.
Yo.
Nah, yeah, she was
Can I
funny.
also say one of my favorite moments is with one of the characters who got tortured in her wig. The torture her wig got pulled off. Yo, I was dying. I was like, yo, are they serious right now? That's the torture. Her wig got pulled
Nah,
off.
so the funniest part, I thought it was her scalp that got ripped off. Then I peeped it was a wig piece. I'm like, ain't this some black shit?
Exactly. She was
Yeah. Nah,
mortified.
that
I was
was
mortified for
hilarious
her
though.
too. I was like, oh.
Right, but look, she escaped because of that. You feel me? Shout out to that.
Speaking of that part at the door, the telephone, when he was talking to the TV, when they
Mhm.
could see what was happening in the basement, and he's like, oh, he's coming behind you. He's like, he's coming behind you. He's coming behind you. He's coming behind you.
Yeah,
Look out! Look out! Look out! Yo, to me that was funny. I was like,
yeah, that was mad funny. He's like, I'm gonna throw up. She's I'm gonna throw up. Everybody about to throw up now. I'm not gonna lie, that cracked me up.
yeah, there were a lot of moments for me. And then when I did the research and I found out that the gay character, he's the writer. And then I looked up other stuff that he's done. And then the writing partner that he had, her name is like Tracy Oliver. She wrote Girls Trip. I never saw Girls Trip, but I know from just pop culture that that was apparently a hilarious movie. Um, it's a booty hole. I know that's from the movie, and she wrote Harlem. Uh, yeah, I like the fact that it was black writers, so it made the story more believable, I think. And that's why I'm so gung ho for if I'm going to review a black movie that there's a black voice behind it. Because to me, there's nothing more disappointing in watching a movie that is predominantly a cast or story, and then watching it. And for me personally, when I'm watching certain movies and I see black characters saying and doing certain things, there's times when I'm like, that doesn't seem like something we would do, or that's not like a real response. And then I go and I look and I see like it's a white woman with blonde hair. I'm like, okay, that makes sense. You are interpreting what you think or how you perceive
Right.
this. And yeah, I thought this was a really well written movie. And I thought it was an honest representation of us, friend groups, how we react.
Mhm.
And I'm just gonna say, spoiler alert. Pretty much, we all survive because I feel like we work together.
I'm not gonna lie, super spoiler alert, but I think is like so I look at the comedy underneath that I think a lot of people don't see. So I think it's funny how one of the first people to die, because you know how they say black people always late or whatnot, da da
Yeah.
da. It's funny how the people who was early and on time was the ones who got clipped first. It's like,
Right.
damn,
Exactly.
that's
Exactly.
kind of fucked up. It was cool though.
I kind of want to keep this short and sweet. I feel like we gave the audience just enough to kind of delve in. Is there anything that you think is poignant to the story, to the characters, to the writers, anything that it made you question, besides it just being a horror flick? Also, since you're scared of scary movies, you're scared. I
Mm.
mean, did you feel scared at any point in time during this movie?
Nah, I'm not creeped out, not scared. I'm not gonna lie. Like at first with the whole like board game thing, spoiler alert. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, something going on. But once I seen how they died, I was like, that's kind of survivable in a sense. You know what I mean? Like, except for the very first guy, he kind of got caught. Like, I don't think there's nothing you can do in that situation. But everybody else, yeah, it was just like and that's the movies I like. You got a fighting chance. You know what I mean? It's all on you and how you gonna survive. Are you gonna run and trip in the woods and act like your legs don't work, or you gonna get up and boogie? You feel what I'm saying? Like, that's
Just
what
stand
I.
there as the protagonist comes at you
Yeah.
with the knife.
Exactly. No, fight back. You better kick him in his jewels, and you
Right,
know what I
right.
mean. It was definitely cool. It was definitely cool, and I definitely wanted to tap back into what you said about it being written by a black person at the same time, because that definitely you get that feeling. You know what I mean? That feeling it can't be faked or replicated. You know what I mean? And you could definitely tell in certain movies. So it's like, okay, this is some black stuff that we get versus like a little racist in a sense.
Hmm.
It's weird to say, but like even another spoiler alert when they were dealing with the cop, you know what I mean? That right there was super black. Like even when he dipped out, they slowly was like, "I'm gonna need this for later."
Right,
I was like, "Yeah, I feel y'all, I feel y'all," and that's the black
right,
connection
right.
right
Oh,
there.
he played on that too. Tim Story, I feel like he touched on that, like you said, the black connection, where we're here, we don't have to say anything. It's like we could just look at each other and just be like,
We get it. Even when the gay friend was in the when he had separated and the door cracked open, he said, and then closed it right
right,
back. I was like, good job. That's the proper, that's what you're supposed to
right. You
do.
don't
Cause
say
why
hello.
like
You don't go and
yeah, you
look.
don't go outside like who's there? No, you close the door like I don't know how that opened,
Right,
but yeah, I'm
and
gonna
I
lock
don't want
this.
to find out.
Yeah, I'm gonna just leave you
Right,
outside.
I'm gonna leave you outside. Right, exactly.
Exactly. Yep.
All right. Well, I want to say thank you, Primetime, for being here with me.
No doubt, no doubt. Thanks for having me.
Again, it's Fox on Flix with Friends, and we're going to be doing something else actually. So, friend, I want you to come back again, give a thumbs up to this podcast, and we'll be doing another one again. I just did one with Sophia and Craig. We are revisiting Lovecraft Country. So we're delving back into that again. They're a couple, but they're an artist couple. Sophia, she makes bespoke furniture. Please go and check out the links. But if you want to, please come and just join us as we revisit. Prime time, thank you so much. Is there anything else that you would like to say to the audience before we depart?
I just want to say to the audience, it's good being black, blacky to black, y'all.
It
It
looks
feels
so
so
good on
good,
you
skin
too.
so soft. Thank you, thank you. And listen, y'all, like she said, don't forget to like, subscribe, and make sure you come back for the next episodes because we here.
Yes, please. So,
Yeah.
with all that being said, love, kisses, and hugs. That's a wrap.